was like, screw COVID. Not that I'm not COVID educated and COVID precaution. I am, however, not as paranoid. I felt like I had freaking cancer. Are you kidding me? You think COVID's going to kill me? If cancer didn't kill me, COVID isn't going to kill me. And plus, you know, there was so much misinformation. There was people telling me what to do and how to do it and giving their advice. And I was like, I've already been through that with cancer. I felt like I knew how to handle it in a different way. So that was my initial reaction to it.
I feel like I didn't have to worry too much, or it wasn't such a big concern for me right at the beginning.
Right.
I think that the issue with me now is more about right before it hit, I was supposed to have scheduled a lot of my womanly checkups.
She needs GYN.
So of course, everything kind of shut down. Right. So I had to delay everything. It was understandable. Everyone was doing the same thing. So I didn't feel so guilty. But as things are opening up now,
yep.
I still haven't made those appointments. And it's something that, you know, we as a whole need to make sure that we do because it's preventative. And, you know, if God forbid you do have cancer, it's better to get it at the beginning, you know, like, you know, a stage 0, a stage 1. The earlier in the stage that you get something, the better the results later on,
absolutely.
Correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the other part to it is just because COVID hit didn't mean that cancer stopped. People were still diagnosed throughout this whole COVID nightmare. People have been diagnosed. They've missed treatment because of it. It's been delayed. They've had to go to treatment alone. I mean, I know people go to treatment alone, but being told you have to is totally different. And to touch on, you know, kids with cancer, if you're 13 and over, you had to go to treatment by yourself. Like, who made up that freaking number? Who said, okay, 13-year-olds can go by themselves? They can't. And I also think like, you just proved it, right? You had scheduled doctor appointments that you got delayed and you still haven't been to.
I know, I have not.
And for people who might have found a lump or maybe they're, you know, having stomach issues and, you know, maybe signs of ovarian cancer, anything, whatever the issue is, they've stopped going to the doctor or they've, you know, delayed going because of COVID. And we can't forget that just because COVID's here, there's other illnesses. And I don't just mean cancer. You know, there's other crap that's out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I hope that this changes a little bit in that world because it makes me really sad to see people struggling with that and not taking care of their health when it needs to be a priority.
Right. You know what? Like I mentioned, I still haven't rescheduled my appointments. One of the things that I'm doing is I've been torturing myself with having to cut my own hair.
Girl, I could never cut this mop if my life depended on it.
So I'm not going to actually get a professional haircut until I make my appointments and I get my appointments done because I need to make sure that I prioritize.
Do getting your nails done count as that too?
No, because I can do
them
myself too.
Oh my God! Woman!
I mean, that's too bad.
That's a great thing to have. Like, you're not going to take care of these. I mean, let's be real. They're materialistic and they're superficial. But.
Yeah. You have to take care of health first before you can take care of, you know, what you look like on the outside.
Right. And not just physical health. Mental health has totally been delayed with that. I mean, we've seen such an influx in, you know, telehealth now because people can't get to their therapist and whatnot. And we need to stop doing that. People need to go to therapy. Right. And, you know, they've stopped doing group therapies, even for people in the cancer world, especially those with stage 4 cancer. They need their group. I mean, you need to be around people who get it and who've been there. And that's part of why you and I connect so easily is because we've both been there. So what do you think is going to happen with the COVID thing? Do you think we're going to go on wearing masks?
You know what? I feel like we're getting into just like we, you know, cancer survivors and even fighters find our new normal. Mm-hmm. We're finding, at least I feel, that we're finding our new normal with the mask. So now I make sure, you know, I'm like heading out of the house. I'm like, ooh, my mask. Now entering anywhere, my mask is on. Mm-hmm. It's, you know, about protecting not just yourself, but also protecting others. Because you never know, you know, who you might be coming into contact with, what kind of illnesses they might have. So I want to be, you know, conscious of that, and I want to be respectful of other people.
And I think I have found with my cancer friends that they wore masks before. You know, if they were in treatment or whatever, because their you know, the white blood cell count is down and they're more susceptible to illness, they wore a mask before. So it's kind of natural. And you just hit it when you said it's about respect. You don't know what that other person's going through. You have no idea if that person's in treatment or if they're ill or if they're on medication, whatever. So I just don't know why we just can't put our mask on and
Yeah, I mean, it's really so
and get
simple.
our nails done. And maybe have Mailet cut her hair. I think that this is a great time for people who have been diagnosed with cancer to help others who haven't been there to kind of get in the mindset of going through this, of dealing with COVID and how to handle it. And I think we do a good job of that. I mean, I don't know a single person who doesn't have who had cancer that doesn't have wipes in their purse or backpack or hand sanitizer or, you know, is conscious of, hey, I can't come to that party because so-and-so just had strep throat. Because strep throat, when you have cancer and you're in treatment, can be really serious to you.
Exactly.
I mean, it really can. And I think that this is a great way for our community to kind of bridge another aspect into the world.
Yeah, you know what? Like having to go to school and wearing a mask is not fun. Having to go to the grocery store, having to go to a doctor's appointment, or you know, play a sport. Those are kind of a pain in the butt. You know, like going to the gym with a mask. That's kind of difficult. But you know
can
what?
exercise at home and you can go for a walk outside. There are alternatives here.
True.
You know,
but some people just need that. You know, that setting in order to really be more productive. Yeah.
But I will tell you something, that the masks do bring me some anxiety. Just seeing everybody with the mask on does affect me. So it's actually stopped me from going to the grocery store, going to Target, which, you know, girl loves Target. But, you know, I think that has changed me going to the doctors as well. It's been really hard to go to the doctors because, you know, how do they know that I don't have COVID? How do they know that my cancer isn't back from a telehealth?
Not a direct comparison, but, you know, going out to a restaurant and you're seated outside and you want to go inside for the bathroom and, you know, they're taking your temperature.
I know.
And the first time that happened to me, I literally went into the bathroom and I started crying. Because it's just this new normal that we have to get acclimated to. But then I went for a massage and they did the same thing. And this time around, I was a little bit, I was kind of like...
It calmed you a little bit.
Yes, because I've already done it once and now I'm doing it again. So the more and more we're going out there and we're doing these things, the more normal. Not that we want something like this to become normal, because none of it is.
No, but we didn't want cancer either. I mean, I hate to tell you people, I didn't like sign up and say, hey, can I get cancer today?
That's true.
I mean, it happened.
That's true. We didn't sign up for COVID.
The other thing, you said it like 5 times, new normal. And I think that's why I know so many cancer, I hate saying the word patient, but people who have had cancer, that we created a new normal. The minute you were diagnosed, you created a new normal. You had no choice but to do that. Yeah. And maybe that's why we became so adjusted to COVID, because, you know, we already were in a new normal. My
new normal was, okay, trying to make sure I got, 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Girl, I'm looking at it too.
We got to work on that. Eating healthier. Mm-hmm. That definitely. So for the past 11 years, I've been eating healthier, or at least being more conscious of what I put into my body. Being able to make sure that the stress level remains low. And, if I'm in a situation where I just can't handle it anymore, taking a break from it, either going outside or just calling it a day. Just understanding your body, understanding what you can take and what you need to do to better yourself. I believe that that's what everyone nowadays needs to also deal with.
I turned off during COVID. I didn't clean a damn freaking thing. I didn't organize shit. I was lucky if I even cooked dinner and it wasn't like veggie burgers and French fries. Like it turned me off. And I'm starting to get myself back a little bit, but I think this is going to sound so bizarre, but being told I couldn't do something is what just made me shut it off. I don't really go very far. I work from home, so I'm in the house all day. But then being told I couldn't go, like Target was closed and, the grocery store had weird hours. Being told that, shut me down. It, really shut me down. And for me as a parent, my kids were really struggling. So trying to maintain some level of peace in the house was really hard. I didn't want to bake cookies and bake cupcakes and eat healthy. I just wanted to, hibernate. That was hard. And I feel as though a lot of people felt that way, but it was really hard for them to admit it because so many other people were, have more of your mindset. So I think it's good to balance both of it because there's just not one way. The point is that there's not one way to do this.
Everyone finds their own normal. And my normal is very different from your normal.
Because I ain't normal.
Wait, no, I'm not. But, kind of bringing it back to, doctor visits. I think we have to just, I need to make sure I make my appointments. And my hair is going to beg for me to make my appointment.
It's begging now. She has beautiful hair. I've already complimented her on it. I'm totally joking. No hate. No hate. On a little bit more serious note that I think COVID did that a lot of people don't truly understand the loss that was there. I mean, my aunt died during COVID.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. And she didn't die of COVID. She had Alzheimer's and dementia. She truly died of loneliness. But in that process, it was really hard to grieve for her because we couldn't grieve as a family. And then a couple of my cancer friends died as well. And you couldn't celebrate their life. And that's I felt like cancer and COVID both stole that from people because, one of my friends who died, Emily, she's got a young child and her kid couldn't process it. And I think that's really hard on people. And yes, people died of COVID and it's horrible. It's horrific. But there's many layers to this. It's not just, the death rate. It's the loss. And the loss can be many things. And it could be as easy as kids not being able to go to the prom. That's a loss. And it's okay to feel grief and loss through it.